So here we are, folks. Our first, I guess, podcast, isn't it? Audio walk, whatever you want to call it. So I kind of want to use this time to describe where I'm going, and as if you're with me. So I'm just off the canal at Wester Hales, actually, walking down to the canal. It's rainy, not too bad, but it's a wee bit of water hitting against bit of rain hitting against the canal, and there's no snow anymore. So the snow's obviously melted. And also what brings the snow is slush and rain and all that kind of thing when it melts. So there's a lot of kind of, I guess, rubbish all over the place, but it's nice to actually see the canal wet again rather than solid, like the solid mass that it was last week. I remember seeing some people ice skating on the solid frozen ice last week, and that was a wee bit kind of weird. Think to myself, don't fall in, because if you do, you'll get wet. So as I continue to walk, I can hear the seagulls squawking away in the background. I remember as a kid, I used to be quite scared of birds, and I used to live in Musselburgh in East Lothian. I remember going to see my pal, and he lived in a street quite near the mouth of the River Esk, at the very start of the River Esk, where it opened into the River Forth. And there was always a bird's nest, like a seagull's bird nest, in one of the houses. So every time I walked along that street, the bird used to always dive bomb me. So it used to always, that kind of put a fear of me about seagulls, I think, in the past, as I've grown up. But hey, I soon found out that seagulls are just being parents and they're protecting their young, same as what we do as parents. If we're lucky enough or unlucky enough to be parents, you kind of want to protect your young, you know. I also see some kids playing basketball, and well done to them coming out in the rain, because we all know, being out in the Scottish weather, that our skin is waterproof, and there's a famous saying that goes along the lines of, there's no such thing as bad weather, it's inappropriate clothing, or along those lines anyway. So I suppose at this time of year, obviously during, well, not just at this time of year, during lockdown, there's quite a few people using the Canal Path, so I've had a few joggers passing me, socially distanced of course, and some people on their bikes, dog walkers, of the like. It makes me think as I'm walking along here, there's trains going past, the railway line's quite close by, the kids are playing in the park, and I was hoping to see a few ducks in the water, but not at this point anyway. Maybe some tadpoles soon, who knows. What makes you feel quite relaxed when you're having a walk along? Is it the rustle of the bushes? Is it kids playing in the background, or adults playing in the background? Is it seeing the ducks gently swimming by in the canal? Dogs barking? Yeah, it'd be good to know what you like about walking. I guess it got me thinking as well about being out, going for a walk, is that there's always that sense of, I guess that sense of community when you're out for a walk along the canal or going for a walk along your local park. There's people always are quite friendly. There's always a nice hello, how you doing, how's your day going. You might not even know these people, but what I love as well about going for a walk is the social aspect. Right, so I got to the point now of the canal. Oh, I've just seen a big goose. I think, is that a goose? Some a long neck anyway. I'm going to take some steps up a path. And that brings me to a good sight of the Wester Hales Quarry Park. Which is, when I was here a few weeks ago, during the snow, I'm just taking my time walking down this quite muddy underfoot staircase, steps down to the heart of the park. quite snowy here last week, so it was full of kids, adults, throwing snowballs, having a nice wee jolly time with our pals. Now it's kind of deserted, a few dog walkers and folk coming out getting some exercise. What I do love, I was told a story a few years ago by someone, and we're talking about migration of birds, and I think it's fascinating that birds that are from Africa en route to North America, they come to here, the Western Hales Quarry Park, for I guess, what's the technical term, a rest if you like, before carrying on with their journey. I find that quite fascinating actually. As I turn to my right hand side, because as I said earlier it's quite a dreich, wet day, but that's no dampening my spirits, oh no. I look to the right and I'm trying to look for Carstorphine Hill. Now I can see the outline of the hill. There's usually a transmitter on the top of it. I can see a wee couple of lights for the zoo, but the cloud is quite low actually. It's a shame too, because it's a lovely view, and often, as you know, on a good day, if you walk along here, you can see right over to Carstorphine Hill. Further right you can see Edinburgh Castle. Not today though, unfortunately. Now my wee journey continues, passing the kids playing some basketball. Fair play to them, because they're keeping themselves fit in these times of lockdown. But I'm also walking up to the outdoor workout equipment, I suppose I could call it. They've got a running machine and a kind of treadmill, and I always think that's great. Keeps us kind of allows us to keep fit rather. And as we're walking along, we can stop. There's a wee seat where I've seen in the past some folks sit there, have a wee bit of break to get their breath back from doing their pull downs and their push-ups and all these kind of things on this outdoor equipment. I'm glad that the council have put these things in here, to be honest with you. I think a lot of people thought they were going to get vandalised, but these are pretty sturdy, strong bits of metal and steel, and they're keeping good. So as I touched on earlier, what I find fascinating about the Quarry Park is its history. And did you know, while we're standing here having a wee chat and the birds in the background are making funny noises, it used to be a working quarry from 1750 to 1900. It employed 150 men with a staggering 100,000 tonnes of stone being taken out every single year. I mean, this is vast, absolutely vast. And ironically, the Hales sandstone which came out of here helped to build the Edinburgh New Town. So for walling, steps, pavements and cornices that you'd find on the outside, the exterior of these beautiful buildings in the old town. Sorry, in the new town of Edinburgh. Wow, and it's fantastic. A lovely big photo as well, what it looks like in the olden days. And to carry on for the history of it, the quarry was discontinued in 1902 and substantially flooded and drained into Murrayburn. And so once the park was drained and cleared, they used the park as a landfill site throughout the 1970s, and then it was basically filled in until as we see it today. So I'm basically coming in a full circle now. I have it's obviously nearly 10 minutes I've been recording for. I've also been walking for a bit longer than that, but I just wanted to record this for you all to see what you think. And we're kind of having to adapt these days, aren't we? Rather than meeting up in Wales and having a discussion about where you want to go for a walk. So I thought, I'll bring the walk to you guys. So I hope you enjoyed these few minutes we'll have together, and 10 minutes we'll have together. And yeah, I hope you're all staying safe out there, and I look forward to seeing you again soon, and to our next audio walk number 2. You take care out there, folks. Speak to you again soon. Take care. Bye.